0-1, lost a 10-point decision at Providence. They're a long ways from home, and here they are tonight on ESPN with BYU and Holy Cross. And the moment these fans have been waiting for all offseason is finally here, and the Cougars are back in business at the Marriott Center.
For this Holy Cross team defensively, they've got to stay in front of the ball as long as they can. BYU does such a good job of getting into the paint, forcing you to collapse, and then kicking the ball to shooters on the outside.
Davis spins to the right.
Or just powering through you inside.
Kennard Davis Jr. is a junior out of St. Louis. Southern Illinois transfer. You see the starters for Holy Cross. Tyler Boston had 25 Monday against Providence. Warren Nugent, Richard, and Disu for the Crusaders out of the Patriot League. The long arms of Dibonsa causing trouble. Shot clock's at 5, up for 3. And the first miss by Disu, and here come the Cougars. Saunders all the way in.
When Saunders gets into the paint, he just has this knack of being able to finish, whether it's a floater or going up the left hand or using the rim to shield off a defender. He's one of the great finishers in the Big 12.
First team all Big 12, Richie Saunders. Here's a three that rims out for Warren. This is a three-point shooting team. They made 11 on Monday night. Saunders for 3. Tyler Boston, a sophomore out of Severn, Maryland. He's got the ball. Awfully quick. He's up with a 3.
For BYU, the challenge is that they've got to get out and defend the 3 as the ball stays with Holy Cross. It is a team that loves the 3. They hunt 3s. 17 times last season, they made 10 or more 3s. This is what they do, and they shoot them at a high rate. Last season, 292 made 3s, 38.78%. That was good for number 10 in the NCAA.
Here's another 3 from way outside.
They're not going to be shy. They'll shoot those.
Davis, Saunders gets the roll and the foul, and it's D. Gaines. And it's 7-0 for BYU. Now full court pressure.
And BYU with the long arms and great lateral quickness of A.J. Dibonsa on the perimeter. They want to run that diamond in one trap where he's on the point.
Boston up top. Disu for 3. Here's Saunders again. Backdoor glass. Leaves it into the iron, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line. He's made 30 straight free throws. And a chance to build on that as Richard picks up his second foul. And off the bench comes DeAndre Williams for Holy Cross.
And how about Richie Saunders right now with the aggressive mindset he has offensively to start this game? He had a little bit of a struggle in the opener, and not here. He's just said, you know, I got a mismatch. Just let me take him to the hole.
Kevin Young in his second season took BYU to the Sweet 16 last year. Cougars went 26-10, 14
rattled a bit by the environment. Every shot has been long. Little jacked up and shooting a little quick. Maybe an extra pass or 2 could settle them down.
Shot clock's at 6. Kate Makeda takes it away. Davis, everything opens up, and Davis has 4. Timeout, Holy Cross. A hot start for the home team. 10-0 BYU without a shot offered from A.J. Dibonsa.
Yeah, the environment was going to be conducive to him being able to focus on basketball and to grow as a young man, but also to develop as a basketball player under this great staff.
His 21 on Monday makes him one of 5 freshmen at BYU to score over 20 in their debuts.
BYU's length really bothering Holy Cross on the perimeter here.
They're 0 for 5. All the shots have been 3s. Here's a forced up 2 and a foul. And Tyler Boston's going to go to the free throw line as Davis picks up his first.
Tyler Boston.
There's Dave Paulson in his 3rd season at Holy Cross. Picked up a lot of wins at Bucknell for a career. He's got 514.
I love that Dave Paulson was at Bucknell. That's just right down the road from where I grew up. So we know all about that part of the country. And Tyler Boston played 36 minutes the other night. Played in only 10 games last year before he had an injury and was averaging 9 points and 4 assists before that injury. He lit it up in that first game, 25 points. He was 6 of 13 from the field and 43% from 3 of 7 in that game.
He gets the Crusaders on the board. Here is A.J. DeMonsa all the way in. He'll go to the line. And chance at
great awareness of where the open shooter is on the perimeter, and will get it to that open shooter.
First McDonald's All-American to play at BYU since Garner Meade in 2000. 25 years ago. A.J.'s got his first 3 points.
The only chink in his armor in that opener was he wasn't great from the free throw line. So he's already corrected that tonight by making his first.
Here's the switch. DeMonsa out to defend the missed 3. And the first offering by Williams here tonight. 0 for 6 on the long ball. Here's Ritchie for 2. Tried to convince that to climb in there. There's a foul. It's going to send Saunders to the line as Gabe Warren picks up his second foul.
You know how you hear coaches say, well, we just really want to play downhill. What BYU's doing in this game so far is exactly the definition of downhill. Every chance they get, every seam in that defense, BYU's attacking and going to the front of the rim.
7 points already for Saunders as Will Aljancic checks in, a junior out of Louisville, Ohio. And to the bench goes Warren with those 2 fouls. Holy Cross will stay in the Beehive State and play at Utah on Monday. Delaware comes in here Tuesday night. A week from tonight, BYU will play 4th-ranked UConn at the TD Garden in Boston. What a moment that will be. 15-2. Nugent in some trouble. Out with it is Rob Wright. Flips to Davis, and the finish won't go down. Here come the Crusaders. Saunders on the steal. Here's Wright again. This time he'll take it himself. And the first 2 for the Baylor transfer.
His acceleration with the ball is elite level in college basketball. He can cover a lot of ground in a hurry.
Boston's going, I got DeMonsa on me. Are you kidding? Keita on the rebound. Davis, some razzle-dazzle and a 3. And a sigh from the student section.
And they have applied that successfully so far tonight.
Thank you, Jerem. Good to have you with us tonight. Our officials, Chance Moore, Deldre Carr, and Keith Patterson. Mihajlo Boskovic checks in for the first time for BYU. 17-2 for the Cougars.
That focus on getting to the paint. 12 of BYU's 17 points in the paint in this game, and they're finishing strong and making buckets inside.
Nugent knocks down a 2.
And for Joe Nugent, 24 minutes in that first game. Last year, 12.5 points a game, 5.2 rebounds. He shot 43% from 3, 14th in the NCAA last season. So very good shooter is Joe Nugent.
Foul is on Holy Cross. Aljancic picks up his first as DeMonsa tried to work his way to the rim. And another foul. This one is on Disu, his first. Dawson Baker in for BYU. Davis will come out. And Hadim Embu checks in. Makes his Marriott Center debut. And Rob Wright will come out for BYU. 6 fouls for Holy Cross, just 1 for the Cougars. Here's DeMonsa. Saunders off the glass and in. 10 for Ritchie. hit the three, he can drive, he can score on either side of that bucket. Here's Boot on the steal and the stop. Welcome to Provo.
Hello.
21-4. Tremendous physical player, Kadeem Ember. This is Williams. Shot clock under 10. Offensive rebound, put back up and left short. Another whack at it is Aljancic fighting down low, and the Cougars come out with it. Saunders again, this time. Back out to Baker. Devonsa, step back three. Tapped around. Boskovic has got it. Hands it off to Boot. Aljancic quickly down the floor to Boston for the Crusaders. Number 11 from the stripe Monday at Providence. For Boston, a cool customer. He's got 5 points, and he'll come out. And John St. Germain III checks in.
And Boston, not only can he shoot threes, but he plays on attack. That's why he got to the free throw line. He'll go at you and create contact and get to that line.
AJ. 5 for Devonsa. Gives a yell to the Rock.
And
He just makes it look easy.
Yeah, rise up. His ability, that acceleration, when he puts that ball on the floor, that first step is so explosive.
Shot clock again, under 10. Williams hands it over to Nugent. From the baseline and knocked down. Aljancic gets his first 2.
Great job by Nugent to recognize where the help was coming from and then kick the ball over to the player that the defender came off of.
Devonsa again, off the glass. Aljancic giving some good minutes off the bench, bringing it down. And Ryan from short range can't get it to go. Boskovic passing on the 3, opts for 2 off the glass, and Mihailo gets his first bucket at the Marriott Center this season, 25-9.
And Boskovic gives you a guy that can shoot threes at 6'10", but if you push up on him, can put the ball on the floor and finish like he did.
Williams. This is Aljancic challenging Devonsa, and AJ on the rebound. Tap.
BYU, 20 of 25 points in the paint. 10 field goals.
No turnovers for the Cougars.
Let's make it 11. Let's make it 22 out of 27. And they're 11 of 17 from the field. They're all in the paint.
That's 7 for Devonsa. Warren back in with those 2 fouls. Here's St. Germain. Now Williams back to Warren again. Shot clock winding down. Nowhere to go. Grab and chuck it at that point. Ryan is fouled on the rebound by Boskovic. Declan Ryan, a 6'8" junior out of Buffalo, holding his ground down low, and that's the first on Mihailo Boskovic. Jerem.
Holy Cross huddle with Dave Paulson. He said, hey, we need to do what we do. We don't look anything like what we practice. We got to move the ball. Let's gang rebound, get a catch, and let's communicate more.
St. Germain knocks down the shot. Thank you, Jerem. 27-11. First bucket to go down for the junior out of Charlottesville, Virginia.
And that was a more patient shot. He took his time, dribbled and pulled up.
Baker, that 3 went all the way down and climbed back out.
BYU struggled from three-point land in that Villanova game. even though they had a lot of open looks. And Kevin Young expects this team to be a very good three-point shooting team. Plenty of shooters.
Kirkwood, a dish into the corner. Warren takes a few steps, gets in off the glass.
Great power move by Warren. Gabe Warren, the junior from Plano, Texas. 13 points in that first game.
DeBonsa is fouled. A late whistle and a late foul on St. Germain. That's going to send DeBonsa to the free throw line. First foul from St. Germain. There's Richie Saunders. We're walking in to the Delta Center ahead of that exhibition game with North Carolina with some NBA scouts. They said, oh yeah, Richie's an NBA player too. We're here to see them both. And then there were a couple of Carolina guys they wanted to see as well.
Yeah, they're loaded too and have fabulous freshmen as well.
DeBonsa goes out with 9. Rob Wright is back in for the Cougars. 29-13.
BYU, that's just a token. They looked like they were in a trap, but really never trapped hard. That was more to disrupt the rhythm of this Holy Cross team bringing the basketball up.
There's Boston. A few minutes on the bench to catch his breath. He drops it in.
I love how physical Tyler Boston is. Just 6 feet tall, but he uses contact to create separation and then shoot that little fadeaway.
He's got 7. Davis on the drive. Strong move. He's got 6.
BYU now just switching all the ball screens up top, 1 through 5.
Nice work there. Ryan on the finish. His first 2.
Declan Ryan, the 6'8" junior from Buffalo, New York, giving some good minutes to this Holy Cross team.
Right to the lane and right to the hoop. And he's got 4.
Just the athleticism of BYU is a real problem for Holy Cross. They can't stay in front of the guy with the ball. Just deep paint penetration. It's easy.
Different dynamic for BYU at the point. Last year, Yegor Dioman did a lot of that work. Dallin Hall as well, but Rob Wright's just different. Back here at the Marriott Center, BYU leads Holy Cross 33-17. And at the lines, Gabe Warren. The Cougars jumped out to a 17-2 lead. Ever since then, 16-15. Jerem?
The women's soccer team, it's an incredible story. They're the 8th seed. They're playing the 7th seed. Their starting goalkeeper last week tore her ACL against Utah. So Chelsea Peterson, the backup, who's barely played, won a shootout as the goalie on Monday against top 5 TCU. They beat Baylor, and now they have a chance at the title. Monday's selection, Monday, they expect to host a first-round game and then have to go on the road if they win that.
Remarkable. Here's the lob. Speaking of remarkable, good Keba throws it down.
That was a great pass to hit Keita on the run, but you see the athleticism of Keita. He is like a freakish athlete.
Brings some energy into the building. St. Germain working on Richie Saunders is checked back in. Keba brings it down. Here's Wright on the run again. He only knows 1 speed. Off the glass and in. He's got 6.
Yeah, that speed is full throttle every time he has the ball in his hands. Holy Cross is struggling to not only stay in front of BYU in the half court, but to get back defensively and defend against this quickness and speed of BYU. On offense, Holy Cross has settled in, though, a little bit, as you mentioned.
Tyler Maruss into the game for BYU. And Diamande in for the Cougars as well. Right. Maruss, outstanding 3-point shooter, puts that into the iron. And a foul on the rebound. And it's going to go against Holy Cross. And that's the 2nd foul on Aiden Ducey. And so Keita will go to the line. 48%, 41% last year at the stripe. So that was an area of emphasis coming into this season. And he knows if he can improve that by, 6, 7, 8, 9 percentage points, he's going to have a lot of points this season because he's fouled a lot.
Well, and we saw him in the exhibition games in that first game. Seems much more on target. Although watch it at the top of his free throw, how he takes the left hand off the ball, and it almost becomes a one-handed shot, which is interesting. Yeah. But watch. See how he takes that left hand off? But he's making them. Whatever it takes, he's making them. That's not, you were talking about AJ looks like just made to shoot free throws. That's not what Cable looks like, but he's making them.
That's got to get better so we can stay on the floor in late, tight games.
That's exactly right.
People are getting fouled, and so he's been working on it.
Great backdoor, but Keita, with the help defense, got there.
Boston into the lane. And he gets fouled. He traveled.
Yeah, he shuffled.
Turns it over.
Planted the pivot foot and then shuffled.
BYU still without a turnover. 6 for Holy Cross. Saunders into the corner. Diamande for 3. And Boston on the rebound.
Three-point shots are not falling. Neither team has made a 3. 0 for 8 for Holy Cross and 0 for 6 for BYU.
It's not due to the lack of trying.
No.
That's for sure. Well, the three-point shot is how Holy Cross got back into the game against Providence. They were down 20. Cut it to 6 before losing by 10. Right. Double team doesn't matter. 8 for Rob Wright the third.
So strong, and then he does a great job with up fakes, and he keeps that pivot foot planted to the floor and works around it until he can find a little seam.
Eight 0 run for the Cougars. Stolen away. Out ahead is Diamande. Oh! Timeout! Holy Cross! Nope, now they'll get it. Dave Paulson jumped up after he watched that highlight from Diamande, who is Latvia, Austria, Senegal, Mali, France, and last year Dioman from Moscow. Marush on the steal. Here's another one. Diamande, a pair of dunks, and he's got 4.
When I asked Kevin Young a few weeks ago, like, what does Diamande bring? He says he's an excellent defender, and he goes, man, he can really run the floor. Well, we're seeing that tonight.
Richard over Saunders. Gets his own miss, and then gets fouled. 12 for Saunders.
And that goes like, that dunk is the easiest one. He just made that look like, oh, no big deal. That was just simple.
That puts him in 5th place. Spin move into the lane. Good looking move. But Diso can't finish the shot. Now he'll hand it over to Nugent. Under 4 minutes to go. 14-0 BYU run. Fouled on the shot. And Richard's going to go to the line and shoot 2. That's where he'll be when we come back. 3:51 to go here in the first half. Turn into a dunk fest for the home team.
You can't put them behind Utah, who was 13th last week, because both Texas Tech and BYU beat Utah. And so I think that should be the backstop for BYU. BYU's only loss is to the team that was number 8 in the country on their home field. It wasn't a pretty loss. They lost in a big way, but I still think you can't. They're a one-loss team whose only losses to a top 10 team, and a win against a top 13 team. I'm guessing around 11 or 12.
Yeah, I agree. 11 or 12. We'll see on Tuesday night. Dawson Baker back in for BYU. DeBonsa. Xavion Staten checks in for the first time. Right for 3. Neither team has made a 3-point shot here in this first half.
Combined 0 for 16, Dave.
That's great.
3. We
know there's not a lid on the basket because there's been too many dunks. DeBonce on the rebound, out ahead to Baker. Now AJ.
That's so pretty. Like little contact, creates some space. When he rises up and he goes straight up, gets great elevation with his length at over 7 feet, there's no way you can block that shot. It's beautiful.
He's got 11. An air ball on that three. And DeBonce out with it. Right. Here's Baker. He'll say, I'll knock the first three down.
And he was right in front of us. That was like picture perfect for him. Squared up. The ball goes down in and kicked back to him where he's waiting with his shoulders square to the rim. That's how it's done.
Diso still looking for it. All right. Just looking for a little daylight to the bucket. And in he goes. 10 points for Rob Wright.
His ability to finish amongst the big guys is really, really great. Like he showed that last year in the Big 12 as a freshman at Baylor.
Swooping in for the rebound, Richard. And the putback. He's got 3 points.
And Richard had 10 boards in that opener for this Holy Cross team. So he gets after an offensive board and a putback, much needed.
Baker.
Bigger roll.
He's got 5.
Look at the effort defensively from AJ.
Nugent picked up by Davis and reach in. Foul on Davis, his second. Dawson Baker averaged 7.5 points a game last year. And he's going to have a lot of three-point opportunities this season.
Rob Wright, so strong, finishing through contact.
Big 12 all-freshman team with the Baylor Bears. 148 assists, the Bears freshman record for Wright last season. Nugent at the line, junior out of Berkeley, Massachusetts. This is a big-time three-point shooter. 14th in the country last year at 42.9%.
31 starts last year.
Dave Paulson, the head coach for Holy Cross, told me, we scheduled this game because we had a kid that went to Corner Canyon High School, but he transferred to Southern Utah. His name's Jaden Farrow. They're playing Utah on Monday, but it's not without a local connection. Jude Haig, the freshman from Altoona, Pennsylvania, his dad was an assistant coach with Utah State's women's team last year, so he played in Cache Valley and at Green River. He was the Cache Valley County Player of the Year, 4A Utah State Player of the Year. So his coach, some of his teammates are at the game. So it's not without anybody being here.
Good, because they're a long ways from home. Baker, strong on that three. Ryan hands it over. Richard. Here's Boston. Bounce pass down low. Good movement by the Crusaders. And Declan Ryan with the bucket.
Yeah, right over the top of the 7-footer. And great ball movement that time. They attack, then they pass, and then an extra pass gets it done.
Boston and Wright, it's a fun matchup. Wright finds the lane, got some help from Baker on a screen, and a dozen points for Rob Wright.
What about his stop and start ability? Like he can be going full speed downhill, then just stop. The defender rises up in their stance a little bit, then he just blows right by him.
Boston fights in there to the lane. He and Wright wrestle each other to a jump ball. Those two getting physical. And the possession arrow favors Holy Cross. Coming up at halftime, Zubin Mahenti and Seth Greenberg break down the exciting freshmen as we dive into a brand new college basketball season. Also first half stats and highlights coming up at the break. And the three-point shot just won't go down for Holy Cross.
For anybody other than Dawson Baker with his one. 7 boards now.
Shot clock's off.
For A.J. DeBonce. 7 boards for A.J. in his first half.
To Bonsa for three. Into the iron. And that's how the first half will come to an end.